Welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K23 Next Gen. In today's video, we are done with the post-trade deadline rebuilds, and we have the Houston Rockets. At the time I am recording this, the Houston Rockets currently have the worst record in the NBA at 13-48. They are 0-10 in their last 10 games, and it has not been a great season there in Houston. Now, the one positive thing about this team is there is definitely some young talent on it. Now, that's my goal today, is to build around this young talent. There are also rumors that James Harden could potentially be looking to come back to Houston come this offseason. We're going to dive into all of that in this video, but 13-48, we obviously are going to finish out this year, then do 3 seasons after that in hopes of getting a championship. And of course, I always want to hear from you guys. You guys are always full of great ideas. Let me know all of those down below in the comment section. Of course, if you guys are new around here, have not yet subscribed to the channel, we'd love to have you guys around. Stick around a while, hit that sub button. Let's see if we can hit 150 likes in this video. Leave a like down below, I'd really appreciate it. But the Houston Rockets are not in a great place right now, but they do have that young talent. We're going to see if we can build them up in just 3 years' time, get them a championship. Let's get into it. At 13-48, we are very much in the Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes. Now, we do have a really good center here in Alperen Sengun, and he's the best player on this team. He's been tremendous this year for Houston, maybe one of the only bright spots. And, yeah, I have no plans of moving on from him. Now, if we somehow do end up with that #1 overall pick, we're going to have to make a pretty tough decision because Sengun's been great, but Victor Wembanyama is a generational unicorn talent. So we'll get there if the time arrives. So let's just kind of dive into this roster a little bit. KPJ, 22 years old, on a relatively friendly team contract. Now, I don't know if he's a long-term answer here. He doesn't progress the best, but we'll see. I'm not going to obviously ship him off just in a half season of having him here. Ty Washington Jr., then we have Dashian? I'm horrible with names. Jalen Green, former #2 overall draft pick in his second season here in Houston. For me, I'm probably going to be trying to build around him today. Again, 21 years old, one of the only bright spots on this team. He'll probably be here the entire time. We have Josh Christopher, 21 years old as well. We have Kenyon Martin Jr., Jayshawn Tate as our 2 small forwards. I don't think, to be honest with you, that either of these 2 guys are going to be my long-term small forward option. But again, we'll cross that bridge if and when we do get there. Terry Eason's here. He'll probably be my backup because Jabari Smith Jr., the #3 overall pick in his rookie season out of Auburn. I know a lot of people for a long time thought he was going to end up going #1. Obviously, the draft odds changed and everything changed, like basically on draft day. He ended up falling to #3 after Ben Caro and Chet Holmgren went 1 and 2 to the Magic and Thunder, respectively. But, yeah, we're going to try to hopefully have Jabari Smith Jr. be a key piece to this rebuild as well. And then, obviously, I've talked about him a little bit. Sengun is here. I have no plans of moving on from him. I just can't see a world where I do that. Frank the Tank, Usman Garuba. I didn't even know Boban was still on the Rockets, and then Willie Cauley-Stein. So, decent amount of center depth here. But, yeah, Sengun's my guy moving forward. But as of now, we are hopefully going to fully embrace the tank for the remainder of this rebuild. Let's set the rotation. I kind of caught myself saying it as I cut out. I believe I said embrace the tank for the rest of this rebuild. I meant the rest of this season. We're not going to be tanking for 3 straight years. Obviously, we have championship hopes towards the end of this video. Here's how the rotation is going to look. Kevin Porter Jr., Jalen Green, Kenyon Martin Jr., Jabari Smith Jr., and Alperen Sengun. I don't think there's really any surprises in terms of that starting 5. It's the 5 guys that I think give us the best chance of, I guess, winning games. But obviously, my goal right now is not to win games, but I'm not going to bench my best players in hopes of losing as many games as possible. It just doesn't make sense. The bench unit is going to be Terry Eason, Jayshawn Tate, Frank Kaminsky, Josh Christopher, and Ty Washington. I actually might start Garuba over Frank Kaminsky. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Let me just bump everybody up here. Josh Christopher can go up. You'll get 15 a night. And then here, and you can get 12 a night in there. Okay, what? Son of a bitch. You know what I'm trying to do. I will see you guys at the end of year 1 here in Houston. In year 1 officially ends with us having a record of 17-65. I am hoping that is the worst record in the league. Obviously, we want to have, you know, top 3 chances of ending up with the #1 overall pick. All the top 3 teams have the same odds. We all know that. Joel Embiid ends up winning Rookie of the Year. Most Valuable Player. I'm happy to see Joel Embiid get one, man. He's had a lot of MVP seasons, or a lot of MVP caliber seasons, and ultimately hasn't won one yet, so 2K giving him credit's obviously awesome. Paolo Banchero, Rookie of the Year. He's probably been the best rookie so far. He'll probably end up winning it. He had a tough February, but ends up winning Rookie of the Year. Brogdon, 6th Man of the Year. Could be him as well. Embiid, Defensive Player of the Year. Sengun actually wins Most Improved. That's obviously awesome to see. In a down year here in Houston, it's great to have one of our guys win an award. Mike Budenholzer wins Coach of the Year. I'm surprised Steven Salas didn't win Coach of the Year. Really quite the shock for me. Let's take a look at the standings and just see if we had the worst record. 17-65 was the worst record in the league. Obviously, us, the Spurs, and the Charlotte Hornets are all going to have the same odds of the number 1 pick, and we are hoping that we can go ahead and, secure that pick. Let's take a look at the numbers. Jalen Green led us in scoring, followed by KPJ. Really solid season out of him. Şengün, you obviously saw his numbers. Jabari Smith Jr., not a terrible rookie year. We'd like to get that field goal percentage up. And did he shoot threes? Yeah, we definitely like. If you're going to shoot threes, we definitely got to go ahead and, get that percentage up. Followed by Kenyon Martin Jr., Eason, Tate, Christopher, Washington. Knicks played a little bit as well. Led in boards by Şengün, and assists was KPJ. So we are obviously not in the playoffs. We can go ahead and just simulate the playoffs, get through this very, very painful season. Ja Morant is your Western Conference Finals MVP. Jason Tatum, second straight year Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Celtics do go on to win the finals. Jason Tatum bounces back from a tough finals performance the year prior. Hoping that can happen this year in real life. Let's get into offseason number 1. Let's just head up to the draft lottery. Obviously, this is a very important moment. Now, a lot of people tell me to go ahead and, you have a much better chance when you actually sit here and, just click through instead of, simming the entire lottery. It just takes so goddamn long, and I wish it didn't. I'm going to sim through it, man, and we end up, wow, yep, we fall to 5. I always fall to 5 when I have the number 1 odds. It's, annoying that that's possible. If you have the worst record in the league, and look, I get that, they obviously changed the odds a few years back, so the bottom 3 teams all have the same odds as the number 1 pick, and they did that in hopes of teams trying to avoid tanking a little bit, I think. I don't really know. But to be able to drop from 17 wins and end up with the 5th overall pick is a little bit ridiculous, in my opinion. Just a little bit, I would say. Staff signing, I don't think Steven Salas is a good head coach, to be honest with you. I'm going to fire him. I need a coach that I can kind of go out and rebuild this team with. So Stafford's going to be my guy. Obviously, I've signed him as my head coach a lot, and I've typically had success. All right, number 5 overall pick. What do I want to do with it? I think this puts us in a spot to realize that we're not going to go out and get Victor Wembanyama. To be honest with you, I didn't really want him. I felt this was a rebuild where I don't really need him because I have a really good center. Now, do I turn my attention to maybe a Scoot Henderson? It's possible. I kind of like KPJ. I think Brandon Miller is going to be my guy here. Now, is he going to fall to me all the way at number, 5? I don't know. I might try to trade up to number 3 just to make sure that I get him because Brandon Miller is an impeccable talent. I think we all know that. Hoping his off-court issues can kind of resolve themselves. But I think if everything goes as plans and he ends up in the league as one of the top picks, he's going to be tremendous. So we're going to try to move up to number 3. I do not quite remember who has number 3. It is the Utah Jazz. So let me go ahead, hit up Danny Ainge, and see what we can do here with that number 3 overall pick. Jazz, and number 3. All right, any counter offers here? How about if I throw you, no, not 18. I want to give him 29. 29, and then are there any players I'd maybe be willing to trade here? I'd probably give up Ty Washington Jr. I don't really think I'm losing too much there, to be honest with you. And here in 2K anyways. And I actually have a decent amount of picks, and we get that done. So we move up to number 3, which basically secures us Brandon Miller, assuming that, the Orlando Magic or whoever the hell is next, Pistons don't end up taking him. And Cameron, oh, shit. Shit. Scoot Henderson's still here. I still want Brandon Miller. I really do. For me, Jesus Christ. All right, let's calm down with that. I always find these funny. Ceiling Hall of Fame, Thompson, nothing. Nick Smith, Dwayne Wade. I want to get Brandon Miller. I don't really think I've ever drafted him. I know it could be dumb to pass on Scoot Henderson, but KPJ had a really good year for me, and I'm going to take Brandon Miller. We also have, the 18th overall pick, so we can see who ends up falling to us there. Anthony Black actually feels like a really good option. Could potentially be the backup behind Jalen Green the rest of this video. Yeah, let's take Anthony Black there at number 18. And I'm pretty happy with the way that draft went. So Brandon Miller's a 78. Anthony Black's a 75. 2 really good draft picks this year for us. Şengün's coming back. Jalen Green, Kenyon Martin Jr., Christopher. I'm just going to bring everybody back. This is an unrealistic rebuild. And, I can just trade him for picks. Because we actually do have a lot of picks. All right, to free agency. Obviously, the rumors are, I don't know if they're going to be real or not, about the James Harden potential interest in returning to Houston. I think the people of Houston would like him back. Hell, he's basically the reason they have strip clubs there. But, let's just go out and assume that we're not going to be able to sign James Harden for a supermax contract, which he obviously just went ahead and got there in Philadelphia. And he's not really interested in coming here, which is fine. I wasn't really going to sign him anyways. We do have some free agents, neither of which I'm really interested in bringing back, to be completely honest with you. If I take a look at the way this team's constructed right now, I do need to find myself a new backup point guard. I'm going to be interested in what I want to do with Josh Christopher, because I did just draft Anthony Black. Also, this is the one challenging part about these like teams that are younger and have a decent amount of young talent, is I'm always going to have to get rid of somebody, and it kind of sucks, but it's the reality of the situation. So let's figure out what we're going to do. We are going to go ahead and make this trade here with the San Antonio Spurs. We're sending them Kenyon Martin Jr. Now, you might be asking, why are you doing that? Kenyon Martin Jr. is 22. Just had a pretty decent year for you. Was in your starting lineup. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because, one, we just drafted Brandon Miller. He's obviously, hopefully, going to be my starter the remainder of this video. Second being, Kenyon Martin Jr. is an expiring contract. I don't know if I'm going to be willing to pay him the amount of money he's going to ask for. And then finally, this is a Charlotte Hornets unprotected pick. I'm thinking it's going to be pretty valuable next year. What I'm actually going to try to see is if I can get the Spurs pick as well. I don't know if they're going to counter this at all. They want Anthony Black. Okay, how about if instead of that, I give you Josh Christopher? Would you have any interest in that? You want Garuba? You'll give me Charles Bassey. It only takes a second. Yeah, I'm doing that 10 times out of 10. We have the Spurs unprotected pick in 2024 and the Charlotte Hornets unprotected pick. We're pulling off a major deal here, but one that I think is going to be valuable in the long run. For me, Josh Christopher would have been a good guy to keep, but I drafted Anthony Black. I want to run with him, and we're getting two really valuable picks. So we make that trade. Pretty big first trade, a trade that I'm actually really, really happy with. At this point in time, I don't think I'm making too many other changes to this team. I don't really want either of these two guys, to be honest, but I'll run it with Charles Bassey. And then Birch and Dashy and Nix are probably both going to be traded. First round pick here from the Kings. And then a first round pick here for Birch. Just anybody. Let's just see a point guard. But Kings, another draft pick. I think the Kings are actually going to be good. It's weird saying that. I'm not used to it yet. The Indiana Pacers, I'll take your lottery protected pick. I do not need anybody that good here in terms of free agents. I'll sign Trey Jones for 2 years. Decent backup point guard. Everybody else is free to go. Trey Jones does not get matched. He's officially going to be the new backup point guard behind KPJ. And, yeah, man, we're not going to be too great next year, I don't think. But overall-wise, especially with the picks we got coming next year, this was a super successful offseason. See you guys at the start of year 2. By no means do I think this is a playoff team for us here in year 2, but the offseason we had was incredibly successful, in my opinion. Here's how the squad is going to look. It's going to be Kevin Porter Jr., Jalen Green, Brandon Miller, our number 3 overall draft pick, Jabari Smith Jr., and Alperen Sengun. Really, really good starting 5, potentially. Bench unit, Terry Eason, Trey Jones, who we signed in the offseason to be our new backup point guard, Anthony Black, Jayshawn Tate, and Charles Bassey. I'm really happy with this team. I am hoping we maybe show some flashes of potential, but I still don't really want to be a playoff team. Obviously, we have those 2 draft picks, one from Charlotte, one from San Antonio. We're hoping can both be really valuable. Time will tell. I'll see you guys at the end of year 2 here in Houston. So we actually finish off year 2, 44-38. A pretty pleasant surprise, to say the least. I mean, I didn't think this team was going to be in playoff contention, and we are. I have no idea what seed because, you know, 2K took away that option for God knows what fucking reason, but they did. And, yeah, man, time will tell. Luka Doncic is your MVP, triple-double on the year. Scoot Henderson, I obviously passed on him. Yeah, making me look like I'm going to regret that right now. Hopefully he wasn't too good to the point that the Spurs were good because, yeah, I have their draft pick. Amen Thompson, 6th man of the year. Also, oh, shit. It's never good when you have these 2 teams' draft picks and their rookies are winning awards. Giannis wins D point. Darius Garland, most improved. Quinn Snyder, head coach of the Atlanta Hawks, is your coach of the year. Let's take a look at the standings. See where we finished off. We finished off as a 5 seed. We are in the playoffs. We are not in the play-in. We are in the playoffs. Lakers with 49 wins take the 1 seed. More importantly, let's check out the Spurs and the Charlotte Hornets and see where they finished. Spurs finished second to last here in the West. The Hornets finished in the play-in. Not as valuable as I was hoping, but I can live with it. I mean, we didn't give up too much to make that trade happen. It's not too bad by me. Denver is probably going to kick the living shit out of us. They added Scary Terry on an already really good core, and yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we ended up getting swept or something. Actually, we won a game in there. We win 2 games in there. Okay. We end up losing in 7. That's what probably should have happened. It probably should have been 4 or 5 games, but nonetheless, I'll take it. Celtics going back to the finals. LeBron at age 39 going back to the finals, potentially his Cinderella run, his last dance, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I say this every time there's a Lakers-Celtics finals here in 2K. This would be an NBA's just like from like the NBA's perspective. This is a wet dream. This is, sorry if that was a little graphic. This is like ratings wise, it doesn't get better than that. Doesn't get better than that either. Celtics go on to win their second straight final. Jason Tatum, second straight finals MVP. All right, let's get into the offseason. Draft lottery time. We can obviously see what picks we are ended up projecting. It appears that Spurs pick's currently projected at number... Oh my God, that Brooklyn pick is projected number 1. Holy shit, how did I blink on that? We end up with number 1, we end up with number 7, and we end up with number 11. I don't really know what to do with my hands right now. I have the number 1 overall draft pick. It obviously stems back to the James Harden trade. And yeah, wow. I can't believe that Brooklyn was bad enough to give me that number 1 overall pick. I have 3 firsts and 3 seconds. I'm going to need a minute because I have no idea what I want to do right now. I've tried to trade for so many different players over the past like 7 minutes and it just isn't happening. So it's unfortunate because 2K and their untouchable players is just ridiculous. I mean, I know I'm not trading for Luka or Ja, but I tried. Steph, he wasn't happening. I tried SGA, I tried Young, I tried Garland. LaMelo's a free agent. And yeah, none of them were unfortunately happening. So it means I'm probably going to be drafting somebody. And then we can go from there. So, I mean, I'll look here in the draft and just see what sort of trade offers we have. But it sucks. I want to trade for an established star, but, like, all of these offers just don't really do it for me. They're, like, none of these players I'd be willing to give up the number 1 pick for. So, means we're probably drafting somebody. I also looked at, like, 6 different mock drafts, and none of them have the same, like, there's no consensus number 1 overall pick. I've seen, just looking at the players I've seen in some of these mock drafts, I've seen Isaiah Collier, I've seen Xavier Booker, I've seen Matas Buzelis. I mean, there is just no number 1 right now, which means Isaiah Collier is probably my guy. I can see he's an 80 overall. I don't really need a power forward, even though I know how good Xavier Booker is. I don't really need a point guard either, but I'd rather go ahead and give a guy like Isaiah Collier a shot, who I know is an 80 overall, is probably going to progress well, and then we'll go from there. Actually... hang with me for a second. Who has number 2? Who has number 2? It's the Jazz. I want to get number 2. Danny Ainge. I don't know why this just hit me that I wanted to do this, but I'm going to try to do it. And you can have... Shit, no, everybody's a free agent. You can have Trey Jones. Sweet. I mean, we now have Xavier Booker. I guess that's what you do. When you can't decide who to take number 1 overall, you just take a bunch of different guys. And you trade up for the number 1 and number 2 overall selection. Cool with me. 16 in the second round we do not need, so thank you, Cleveland. And yeah, man, we continue to get better. And we continue to stay really young. We have a 78 and a 79 overall, respectively. So our draft guys were a little off on the overall of Isaiah Collier. But nonetheless, happy to have him here. All these guys are coming back. This is not a realistic rebuild. We enter qualifying. No thank you on either one of those 2 players. And now we enter a free agency where, yeah, man, we probably don't really have much money. And we have $37 million. I just feel like all these rookie contracts are really going to be eating us up. So Jaylen Brown's probably going to go back to the Celtics. Anthony Davis could be fun. Take an offer from the Clippers. LaMelo's not happening, obviously. Halliburton can't happen. Do I maybe make an offer for one of these guys? I mean, obviously, I'm going to run out of money soon because Jalen Green's going to become a free agent, but I might make a run at one of these guys. I really might. I mean, there's just so much talent on this team right now that obviously I'd have to trade somebody in order to clear up that money, and it would probably be KPJ, unfortunately. If, you know what? No, because I like this core. I really do. I like the way this team's looking a lot, but, like, I feel like there's almost too many cooks in the kitchen at this point. I drafted Xavier Booker kind of hoping he could maybe challenge, I guess, Jabari Smith Jr. a little bit, but we'll see. Jabari Smith Jr. wasn't that bad at all last year. I don't know, man. I like the depth on this team, obviously, a lot. It's just going to have to come down to a pretty tough decision. Brandon Miller had a pretty solid rookie year as well. I'm thinking I'm going to run it back one more year, but I might try to get an upgrade at point guard. I'm not saying KPJ was bad. He obviously had a little bit of fall off now that some other guys are kind of taking over. Let me decide something real quick. I've decided I want to try to sign DeJounte Murray. I don't really know why, but I do. Isaiah Collier, it sucks. I just took him number 1 overall. He's going to come off the bench. Which means, unfortunately, that KPJ's time here is probably coming to an end. Final year of his deal anyways, or maybe he has a team year. I think he has a team year. Yeah, he's 2 team years. Never mind, it's not coming to an end. But, yeah, I'm going to move on. And I don't even know what I need at this point. I really don't need anything. Like, is there a valuable a draft pick that another team has? Utah and the LA Clippers. Beautiful. All right, so we unfortunately move on from KPJ, but it means we're going to get ourselves DeJounte Murray, who has some bullshit offer from the Cavs. I'll pay DeJounte Murray, and he is officially a Houston Rocket. So we go ahead and acquire a star guard. I'm obviously going to move him back to the point guard spot. He will start there. Him and Jalen Green are a really fun backcourt. But, yeah, man, I like this team a lot now. I don't think I'm done making moves just because we have, like, 3 power forwards that can all play right now. And, obviously, we can't really have that. So, DeJounte Murray is our point guard. Isaiah Collier will be his backup. Jalen Green has been tremendous for us. What did Jalen Green actually average last year? 17. A little bit of a down year, but it's fine by me. Anthony Black, Brandon Miller, Jayshawn Tate. Do I maybe look to move on from Jayshawn Tate? I actually might do that. Let me trade Jayshawn Tate and probably Terry Eason as well. Eason's been pretty decent. I'm in a weird spot right now. I really am. I'm going to move Terry Eason actually down to the small forward spot. His overall doesn't really change. He will be the backup to Brandon Miller, which means Jayshawn Tate is just going to get traded. He's also 28. I didn't realize he was a little bit older than the rest of this core. So, 1-year deal, first-round draft pick, really, from anybody is kind of fine by me. Orlando, they're probably going to be good by that point. Anybody else? I know somebody has a pick. All right, I guess not. I'll take the pick from the Orlando Magic. And, yeah, Caleb Houston's here. I'm going to trade him as well. And, yeah, I will see you guys at the start of year 3. There is so much talent and so much potential on this team already. I'm just hoping that can kind of all come together before this video ends, because I really want to win a championship here in Houston. Here's how it's going to look. Obviously, just went out and paid a whole lot of money to DeJounte Murray to be our new starting point guard. He and Jalen Green are my new backcourt. Brandon Miller, I'm hoping he can pan out because the game actually wanted me to start Terry Eason, but Brandon Miller's had an incredible rookie season, and I'm going to continue starting him. Jabari Smith Jr. still going to start. Had a really good second season for us here. And then Sengun obviously still our starting center. Anthony Black going to take over the 6-man role. I think that makes the most sense, having a guard being a 6-man followed by Terry Eason. And then guys like Xavier Booker and Isaiah Collier are number 1 and number 2 overall pick. It's fucking brutal that they can only get 15 and 20 and 12 minutes a night. Actually, no. I'm going to cash in on this potential. My bad. I'm sorry, I know I just gave a whole speech about how it makes sense, but you know what? I don't really care. Okay, we're going to give the most minutes here to our 2 rookies off the bench. It's just the smart way to do it. It's weird playing an 81 overall 15 minutes a night, but and then Charles Bassey here as well. We'll probably upgrade our backup center at some point, but as I'm saying earlier, the amount of talent on this team is ridiculous. Hopefully it all comes together, and hopefully we get a championship. We'll see you guys at the end of year 3. 65-17 is the record here at the end of year 3. Luka Doncic wins. I believe this is his second MVP of this video, his second triple-double as well. It's insane. Robert Dillon, Rookie of the Year. Obviously, we have 20th overall pick. Pretty cool to see win a Rookie of the Year. It's obviously tough when we have the number 1 and number 2 overall picks. You know, 6th and 7th man off our bench. I mean, it's pretty tough to win a Rookie of the Year like that. Markelle Fultz, 6th man of the year. Anthony Davis, still in LA, just in a Clippers uniform. Defensive player of the year. Amen Thompson, most improved. Stafford wins coach of the year as we go 65-17, as I mentioned. Yeah, man, I have championship hopes. I really do. And, you know what? I'm a little skeptical about the way we've kind of gone with Jabari Smith Jr. has been great. It looks like he's definitely aware that we went ahead and drafted Xavier Booker. But, you know, for me, there's just the depth on this team is crazy good. Clippers here in round 1. I'm sorry. Hang with me for a second. Hang with me. Jaylen Brown, Bones Highland, Jaylen Brown, Kawhi Leonard, Anthony Davis, Jalen Smith here as well. I mean, what? How are you a play-in team? What? Oh my God. This is 2K just boning me at the Mac. This is a 2 seed. If we're not a 1 seed. There's no way this is a play-in team. Wow, they blew a 3-1 lead. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. Scoot Anderson, how did Anthony Edwards end up in San Antonio? He just signed with them. That's insane. A little bit of a down year, but just signed with them. That's crazy. Why is Minnesota not matching that? I don't know. We are currently up 3-1 against them. I mean, it's just some surprises to say the least here. MVP Luka Doncic, and I mean, yeah. Am I like crazy? No, I can't say this is the worst team we've played because they have the best player we've played so far, but that's still insane. We're up 2-1 here against Dallas. We're up 3-1. We end up closing them out, and we're in the NBA Finals. Sengun wins at Western Conference Finals MVP, almost 15-8-6. and Cade Cunningham of the Detroit Pistons. Damn, just a couple years ago, man, these were the teams that had the number 1 and number 2 overall selections. Look at them here now, both in the NBA Finals, building through the draft. I hate that people sign Miles Bridges. I'm sure some team will eventually. Just a little bit annoying at this point. We go up 3-0. I'm hoping we don't choke. But, yeah, man, it looks like our path we took to kind of win this championship ultimately paid off. So we didn't make any, like, crazy major trades. I mean, we obviously had a huge signing, but nothing too crazy in terms of trades. I'll see if I can win it. I'll see you guys in there. It is game 4 of the NBA Finals here in Detroit. We are down 126 left to go. We're going to try to deny ball here to Cade Cunningham. Oh, my God, I thought I had it there. Okay. I am hoping Isaiah Collier is clutch enough for the moment. Good block! Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I am getting absolutely terrified right now. Jalen Green has 16 on the night. Jalen Green to the rack throws it down, baby. We go up 1-11 left. I want to close out this NBA Finals, man. I cannot believe I was able to play some sort of defense. Isaiah Collier isn't in the clutch. I kind of wish DeJounte was in. I don't know if he fouled out or not. But, yeah, Isaiah Collier, continue. Oh, my God, another block. Another block. I cannot believe this. Jalen Green to the rack again, fouls. Oh, my God. Kevin Huerter fouling. Yeah, I want to get the starters in. This is a clutch moment. Don't get me wrong. I like Isaiah Collier, but I feel like I need starters in right now. That's a horrible first attempt, but it goes anyways. We get DeJounte Murray back in. We get Şengün back in. I think it makes sense here in a clutch game to have starters in. Second free throw up, second free throw good. We're up 3, 54 seconds left. Looks like Detroit puts the majority of their starters in as well. We're going to see DeJounte hopefully lock it down. Having not the greatest night statistically, but maybe an efficient one. Lockdown Cade Cunningham here. They're going to kick it out here to Edwards, and they miss. Oh, another board. Get the ball. Oh, Cade Cunningham gets the rebound. Şengün, you got to jump. Aren't you like 7 feet tall? All right. 35 seconds left to go, on the verge of a sweep here in Detroit. Going to kick it back in here to Jabari Smith Jr. No fouls called, but he gets the land to go. Detroit takes a timeout. I'm going to make sure I get a defensive lineup in. If I've learned one thing here, in my time of playing 2K, defensive lineups are definitely help the best. So defense includes basically just the entire, well, some things changed. You got Terry Easton, Anthony Black in. I mean, what is Jalen Green's defense? 79. I feel like I still need Jalen Green. And then Brandon Miller's defense is an 81. And Terry Easton's a 79. That makes absolutely no sense. So, yeah, I guess it's just the starting lineup. All right, man. Here we are. Here we are. Up 3. Trying to close them out. I'll let them take the 2 if they really want to play the foul game. They're going to kick it out to, oh, my God. They missed. They missed. They missed. Kick it up here. Oh, I tried to get the fast break to go. Cameron Whitmore fouls DeJounte Murray. He goes to the line. He hits one. It is basically in the... Oh, shit. Why do I try to do things? I don't know why. I don't know anybody's release. Second free throw for DeJounte is up, and it is good. Making it a 2-possession game. That's all that was really important right there. 20 seconds left to go. I'm surprised they're not really rushing up the court faster than they are. I'm surprised Cade Cunningham's also just not pulling one. He does. He misses. It means we are NBA champions. I will see you guys with the Finals MVP. We end up sweeping the Detroit Pistons out of their own building. Alperen Şengün wins a Finals MVP. 17 points, 10 boards, almost 7 assists. Got Baby Jokic right here. I will take that, man. I'm happy. I'm really happy right now because ultimately I was a little unsure of how, it was going to work out. Obviously, number 1 and number 2 overall picks. We ended up drafting 2 guys. Pretty rare that I would do that. I don't think we have any more draft picks. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Another Brooklyn pick and a Utah pick. Oh, my God. Bro, what do I even do? What do I even do? Oh, my God. This is insane. We have the number 1 overall pick again. I believe that was from... Was that from Brooklyn? Did I see that jump up a ton? I don't even know, man. I don't really care. Who's in this draft class? Trey Johnson. I mean, who do I even... I mean, maybe I'll take Trey Johnson. You know what? Yeah, I'll draft Trey Johnson. Maybe an Anthony Black replacement potentially. I mean, Anthony Black wasn't bad for us at all, but I don't know. I mean, unless... What else could I do? Everybody here is expired, basically. I can't move DeJounte number 1 and get anything crazy, can I? Halliburton in 3. No, I had Halliburton in a video the other day. All right, we're not doing anything there. I don't really know who the best player to take is here. I mean, what are my options if I just move number 1? Like, is there anything crazy there? Could just go out and get Bam Adebayo, but I just don't really need him right now. I like Şengün a lot. That's crazy. That's shit. You know what? You know what? Or Dame. Do I try to get Dame a ring? He's just so old at this point. He's 35. Towns is here as well. I mean, I don't need any of these players. I know I had Halliburton yesterday. Stay with me. I have an idea. I have an idea, and I'm going to make this work. We also have the 8th overall pick. Oh, my God. This is insane. I have an idea. Flory, Badunga, or John Bull. John Bull's a 76. Sure, I know his overall. I do not need to draft Jimmy. Jesus Christ. I do not. Oh, my God. This is absolutely insane. I don't know if I've ever had, like, this many #1 overall picks in a single rebuild. I know you're probably all looking at me right now like, what the hell are you doing? You have 2 guards who are both really good. I have a plan, and I think it's going to work. I think it's going to work. All these guys are obviously coming back, qualifying. Green and Şengün are both just getting their qualifying offers because it's the final season. So let me do that. Let me max them both out. I mean, this is so strange. I've never really been in a position like this. Thank God we get both those guys back. I have a plan. We also have DeMar, which I think was kind of a weird, underrated aspect of that. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move Jalen Green to small forward. He is undersized at 6'4", but I like the playmaking of Halliburton at point guard. DeJounte is going to go to shooting guard. Okay. Okay. Hang with me. It's going to be Halliburton, Isaiah Collier, DeJounte, and Anthony Black. Jalen Green, and then I'm going to keep Brandon Miller. I don't really care. DeMar's definitely not staying. I mean, maybe do I want to get DeMar a ring? Nah, he's 35. Yeah, man, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to package DeMar with somebody else and try to find myself a new backup center. DeMar's making $35 million a year. Let me package him with Charles Bassey. I'm sorry, I'm like thrown off right now. This is like almost overwhelming. I need a center. I need a center making like a lot of money. Doesn't need to be anybody like unbelievably talented, but like somebody who's pretty good. Like, give me Nikola Vucevic for DeMar DeRozan, and I will give you Charles Bassey, and then I will also give you, just take whatever picks you want. All right, we get Vucevic here. I'm gonna trade Terry Eason. He's been pretty decent for us, but I like Brandon Miller a lot, and then we're basically all set. I mean, we are all set. It's the final year. This team is fucking nuts. I mean, there's just no other way to word it. There's just no other way to say it. I don't need anything. I should have I don't know why I thought that said Rupert Murdoch at first, and I was going to laugh my ass off. It's weird. I don't need a pick, but I'm going to take a pick just because I don't need anybody else in this team. This is absolutely wild. I will see you guys at the start of the 4th and final year. This is honestly comical. I'm not exaggerating when I say this could be my best. This is 100% my deepest team ever. This could be my best team ever. I want to hear you down below in the comment section. Let me know. Is this my best team ever? Here's how it looks. Tyrese Halliburton, DeJounte Murray, Jalen Green, Jabari Smith Jr., and Alperen Şengün. Bench unit: Brandon Miller, Nikola Vucevic, Xavier Booker, Anthony Black, and Isaiah Collier. Our 10th man is an 82 overall. I have no words. I really can't explain this. This is insane. This is insane. I mean, this has to be my deepest team ever. My best team ever, potentially. I'll see you guys at the end of year 4. No words. We might not have an MVP, but what we do have is the best record in NBA history. We go 76-6 on the year. 3 games ahead of the best record of all time. I mean, there's just no words about this team right now. The depth and the talent is just unmatched. I've never seen anything like this. LaMelo wins an MVP. Mikey Williams, Alzer Thompson, Mobley, Carson Wallace. Oh, I thought it was just Caron Wallace. I didn't see the S at first. Yeah, Stafford's going to take home coach of the year. I mean, I don't have words to describe what's going on here in Houston right now. I mean, this is just an abundance of talent. Albeit the scoring spreads out. 1, I don't care. 2, it makes sense. But, I mean, just absolutely ridiculous. I don't really care who we have in the first round. Albeit that's a hell of a backcourt right there. But thanks for coming, Pelicans. I don't even think Zion's enough to stop this team. I really don't. 2K Zion's different. Oklahoma City. All right, that's a pretty good team. That's a pretty good team. Might have to... Oh, shit. Okay, I didn't mean to do that, but we're going to win anyways. We're in the NBA Finals again, taking on the Pistons once again. I'm not moved. I'm really not. Holy, I'm very happy I did not move on from Jabari Smith Jr. Wow. Wow, wow. Not that I was going to, but you know what I mean. I mean, without a doubt, my deepest team of all time. It could be my best. I want you guys to let me know that down below in the comment section. I just want to count how many 80 pluses we finished. Oh, it would be 10, wouldn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's 10. 10 80 plus overalls. I'm shell-shocked right now. I have no words. I had a ton of fun doing this rebuild. If you guys did enjoy, leave a like down below. That would obviously be awesome. This is why I love rebuilding these teams who have young talent and currently suck, because I have so much flexibility. I have cap space. I have draft picks. It's just so many fun things to do, and I had a ton of fun with this one. Oh my god. As always, you guys are new around here. I'd love if you guys could stick around a while. Hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. Leave a like down below on the video. And yeah, man, let me know any other video ideas down below in the comment section. As always, thanks so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys all in the next one.